Welcome, 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 welcome. Hello. Hey, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Come in, come in, come in. Hello, 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 hello. Come in, come in.
Mountains are still being moved, and strongholds are still being moved. God, we believe, yes, we can see that wonders are still what you do, and bodies are still being raised. Giants are still being slain. 'Cause God, we believe, yes, we can see wonders are still what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. We set our heart on you right now. Come and do what you do. 'Cause we need more. Come on, cry out with me. Mountains are still being moved, and strongholds are still being moved. God, we believe, yes, we can see that wonders are still what you do, and bodies are still being raised. Giants are still being slain. 'Cause God, we believe, yes, we can see wonders are still what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. We set our heart on you right now. Come and do what you do. 'Cause we need more. Come on, cry out with me. Mountains are still being moved, and strongholds are still being moved. God, we believe, yes, we can see that wonders are still what you do, and bodies are still being raised. Giants are still being slain. 'Cause God, we believe, yes, we can see wonders are still what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. We set our heart on you right now. Come and do what you do. 'Cause we need more. Come on, cry out with me.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. Happy March. Happy Women's Month. I'm super excited to be a woman because this is our month. We are marching forward. We are doing what we need to do in this season to get to where we need to be. I'm going to go ahead. I'm a little bit excited. I have a good special guest on here with me today. And I'm excited. I'm always excited. I know. So I do want to go ahead and read our scripture, which is going to come from Psalms 46:5. God is within her. She will not fall. God will help her at break of day. This being Women's Month, I need y'all to be encouraged that God will help you, that He has not left you, nor will He forsake you. So I'm extremely excited to be here on this evening. So, dear Heavenly Father, we just come to you right now, Lord God, asking that you will be in the airwaves, Father, that you will be in the position right now, Lord God, to allow no mechanical failures, God, that you will allow this show to flow according to your will, God. I just pray right now, Lord God, that something that might be said tonight will be able to be upon some ears that need to hear it, God. So it's in your name that we do pray. I'm excited. I do have a special guest. Her name is Lakeisha Siam Miller. So I am going to bring her up. Hi, Lakeisha.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing? I'm doing good. I cannot complain. How was your day?
It was great. I love Mondays. Unlike most people, I like Mondays.
Well, you're definitely unlike most people. I mean, tell us real, I'm just saying you are. So that's a good thing that you like Mondays, because Monday was difficult for me today, but I'm excited to still be alive. But at the end of the day, I do want to say, if you can, please share this video as you come in, tag some people in it. I'm the patron, you're the owner. Show some respect, pretty much, right? Respect me. So this topic is huge because we need to understand that a lot of women owners, business owners, do leave their businesses in the hands of other people when they're not there.
Correct.
Sometimes it's the owner who has this attitude where it doesn't matter. I'm the owner, so I can say whatever I want to say to you, which I believe trickles down from the top to the employees as well. So with that being said, I wanted to have this show because of an experience that I had, and it wasn't the owner, it was the employee. So I was like, this is crazy, because when I met the owner, it wasn't the same vibe. So I was kind of confused about like what happened, how did it happen? So here we are with this topic. And as a consumer, I expect for you to treat me well. Like I rate you off of customer service, right? So real quick, before we even get into that place, let's just, have you tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you for having me on tonight.
You're welcome.
So let me say first and foremost, I'm a mom of three. Pretty big range of age, 25, well, almost 25. So a 24-year-old, 14, and 11. Um, I am very much like a flower child. I love gardening. I love like my plants. Very into, things that make me happy. Walking in the grass. I'm a country girl. I'm from South Carolina, born and raised. Been in North Carolina for about 20, almost 21 years, I guess 20 years. So, North and South, just the Carolinas to me, is not much difference. Um, what else about me? I'm pretty open. I'm an open book. I love to share. I have lots of friends, and um I'm a giver. I'm a giver by nature. Um and I think that if one thing I would say mostly, like for me, it's that I'm a mom. Like my life revolves around my kids, my businesses revolve around them. Everything I do revolves around my kids. So that's kind of me in a nutshell.
Okay. So that's good to know, because you have businesses. So we have more than one business that we will be dealing with, right? So I just want to understand this question. This is my first question, right? What are your expectations for yourself concerning customer service for your business?
My expectations for customer service for one, with one of my businesses would be that when I'm not present, that person needs to represent me. She is an extension of me. She should know how to conduct herself. I can get a vibe for someone from, just first meeting them. So if you're not personable, outgoing, you're probably not going to do well working in my daycare setting, because that's who I am. My parents feel like bringing their children, into my childcare setting, that we're like a family. So if you're not outgoing and friendly and, gentle with the kids and that kind of stuff, like, I needed to be a reflection of Miss Keisha when she's not present. That no one should come back and say, like, where did you get this girl from? Like, why did you hire her? That should never be something that I hear when I'm not present. I should feel comfortable and safe and knowing I can be gone for 3 days if I had to travel or, medical emergency, and things are going to run smoothly and represent who I am as a businesswoman, as a woman, period.
Right. So, so let's just say that for you, customer service is personable, right?
Very.
Because especially in the daycare business, you are hands-on with parents of different personalities, with children that have different personalities. So your customer service extends not just to the parent, but also to the child.
Absolutely. And everyone doesn't, I also, before I hire anyone, I want to see how you interact with my kids, because if you're naturally just good with kids, it'll show. Your personality comes through, because everybody doesn't work well with children. We know that. Everybody doesn't have that gift. It's not your calling, and that's fine. But I also can feel that vibe. And my motto was always, you should treat someone's child as you would want your child to be treated in that daycare or whatever it may be. I don't care what kind of day you're having. Those children are innocent. They're babies. We all have rough days, So
right there, I want to stop you right there.
Okay.
In business, it does not matter what type of day you're having. Why?
We don't have a choice. Like, whether your day is good or bad, you don't have a choice but to show up as that face, as that happy person, as that, I'm providing a service. So I don't know what kind of day you're having as my client, customer, whatever, but I still have a job to do myself, regardless of what you're doing. I have to still show up, and I may break down at 5:31 when the doors are closed, but I don't have a choice. Like, this is what I signed for, and you have to put your best face forward at all times when you run a business.
Because it's your business, right? So you can't expect for me to come into your business, into your establishment, and be kind and courteous to you when you forgot that you need me as a patron, when you forgot that I am the customer, when you forgot that your business was built on the backs of the customers coming in, even though you had the labor for that thing, right? So I think that people lose sight of what it is to be customer service. I believe that, they forget because they become bigger. So they started out small, and when they were small, they had to suck up to the customer, right? They had to be like, oh, no, let me see. They had to be real hands-on, right? And then once they get to this stage of 2-3 years in, and they got people that just flow in, they don't really have to be concerned about what customer walks through the door anymore, because I don't care that you're the customer. I'm the owner. Now, I know this is a cliche, but I just want you to tell me, what do you feel about that saying when it comes, Black women businesses are the worst businesses. Like, they do not have great customer service. So what do you feel when you hear that stereotype?
I think for me, when I hear that, it's disheartening for me as a Black business owner, right? Because I take pride in good customer service. And at the end of the day, people forget what you said. They won't forget how you make them feel. So for me, it's like, I hate that I hear that so much, but it people get a bad rep, and it's that individual person. It shouldn't lump us all into one, as any stereotype shouldn't. But I will say this, and I had this conversation not long ago. I think that we are quick to write off Black-owned businesses much faster than any other business, and I think that's very unfair. So I say that because I've had horrible experiences at Walmart, Target, whatever, right? And I still go and patronize these businesses. So we'll have one bad experience at the mom and pop, spot up the street that sells, soul food or whatever. And I'm never going back. We trash them online. We're talking crazy. We spread the word to our friends. We don't do that about other businesses or other establishments, especially of a other hue, should I say. So I think that that's disheartening because we give each other the hardest time. And I think we do expect a certain standard from amongst our own people with each other as well. We just expect that. But I will say this: everybody that owns a business should not be a business owner.
Say that again.
Say that again. Owner should not be a business owner. And I say that because just because you have a little bit of knowledge in an area, none of us are experts, but it doesn't make you an expert. Doesn't mean you're personable. Doesn't mean you're friendly. Doesn't mean you have your best, the customer's best interest at heart either. It just could be that I want to make a quick buck. And if you're in it for that with any business, you won't last in it. Any business.
So you said something real important, and I think that we need to wrap our minds around that. Every business owner is not meant to be a business owner, right? So we need to understand what it is to have personable skills. We need to know how it is what do you want as a consumer when you go into somebody else's establishment as the patron? When you go into somebody else's business, do you expect for them to give you 100% customer service, or do you expect them to treat you the way you would treat them if they came into your location, right? And I think as a Black woman myself, I've encountered these Black businesses where these women felt like they were so grand that they could not begin to understand how to talk to me, how to treat me, and it doesn't matter what I'm asking, right? And I'm saying, like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, we the main people that be going hard about having people support us. But then when you display this attitude, it'd be like, oh, I just want to hit you because I really wanted to come in your shop and I really wanted to shop with you. I really wanted to buy things from you, right? Because if I get pissed off with them, I'm going to still go back to Walmart and shop, right? I'm going to still go to Target and shop. I'm going to go to the places that they say banned because I just like coffee. So they're like, it's over. What is it? They was canceling everybody.
Everything.
But I like Starbucks. So Starbucks wasn't canceled for me, right? So my thing is, what I do is, okay, you've given me this feeling. You've made me feel like what I had to say was invaluable, right? You made me feel like I was not a worthy customer of yours. Right. So let me go to a place where I feel like I'm accepted. And sometimes we as women don't realize our bad days will fall over on our patrons. Right. But how do we, because Black women are evolving with businesses. It's like in this pandemic, let me tell you something. We go for whatever we know. It does not matter what you think. I see these young girls prospering off of these businesses and they helping people like me, my age, get started. So what we need to understand is we are learning from one another. But if I can't come into your facility and actually shop in your store because you have an attitude, that's a problem for me. Right. So I had two experiences. One was I went into a store. The girl was like, how are you doing? I'm so happy you came. Thanks for coming into the shop. So I'm like, oh, sure, girl. Your shop is beautiful. Oh, my goodness. I love it. She was like, oh, no, I'm not the owner. But because of her personality, I spend $60 in the store. So what we have to understand as owners is I'm going to spend my money based off of what you give me back. So I could just be coming in there just to be looking around and not think I'm going to do anything. But when you give me exceptional customer service, I want to do what? I want to spend my money with you because I'm like, oh, shoot. She was like, no, I'm not the owner. And I was like, yo, let me go to my car and let me get my money because I came in here for something specific. But because of your customer service, I want to go and I want to purchase something. So I went and purchased it, right? And in the purchasing, who comes out? The owner, right? So when the owner comes out, she's introducing me to the owner, and the owner's like, and I'm like, well, how you doing?
It's terrible.
And I'm like, I just purchased a $60 bag out your store, and you sitting there looking at me like I'm crazy? Then I go into another store. These, let me tell you something. These women's stores is amazing. They're beautiful, right? I go into this other store and I'm in there excited, like, oh my God, this is what I want to do. And I'm having a whole conversation with this woman, like, yes, this is beautiful. And then I'm like, yeah, somebody sent me here. I was referred to you by a whole nother woman that sent me into your location. And I'm talking to you excited. And you like, oh, I'm not the owner. After 15 minutes I've been in here, you not the owner? I'm a little bit baffled by what just took place. Like, so now it's the whole uncomfortable feeling because I'm like, okay, now it's really, you didn't really have time to talk to me no more. You were really dismissive. You told me she was going to be here at 1 o'clock. I was going to come back. I came back. You told me you weren't going to be there. Then I called the phone. You was there. Nobody was in the front. You was in the back. It was so much happening that I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave, but I'm going to come back. Then I was like, I'm not going to come back because she doesn't deserve my business. But then as I was driving, I said, the owner wasn't even there.
Right.
It was somebody who represented her. So when I ended up going back that evening, the owner was there. The vibe was different. She talked to me different. And I told her I was not going to come back. And she asked me why. And I began to tell her exactly what happened. I ain't never seen that before, but I began to tell her exactly what happened. And as I began to tell her exactly what happened, she was just like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Yeah, she was just like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Like, what? So when you called here, you didn't get the hello, this is such and such, I said, no, I just got hello. And then they asked me, do you want me to come to the front? So if I have an expectation of myself, do you think that my expectation or the way I deal with the customers in front of my employees transitions to how my employees deal with the customers when I'm not in their presence?
I mean, I think it has to in a way because, I mean, with one of my businesses, like we've always been taught that basically who you attract is a degree of who you are. So if you hire someone in, their degree of who you are. Because otherwise, if this person is misrepresenting you when you're not present, that means that person should have been handled on site when you get back to your establishment. It shouldn't, because this is someone that could, let me say this, every contact you have with the customer influences whether or not they'll come back. Every single time you encounter this person, right? So that potentially could have been someone wanting to partner with with this woman. You could have been trying to put your product in her store, which could have set her off on a whole nother stratosphere of business. And this person that she hired could have ruined that for you. So it's always important to not only check references, get a feel for people. I mean, you can read people pretty easy. I think people are pretty. You can't fake people for so long, so people are gonna show you who they are at some point. And when you show me who you are, you can't be representing my business in that way. Like that's not ever gonna work for me. And I just feel like as a business owner, and I'm growing with my other businesses, but my main business is my childcare. I can't hire anyone in here that I have to come back and hear from my parents. Oh, she was this, she was nasty, she was whatever. I'm like, oh, wait, what? And it's like, okay, we can have that conversation because everybody doesn't handle stress the same way. I'm a person that when I'm stressed out with one particular person that could be in my life, no one else would ever know because I don't mistreat everybody else around me because I'm stressed out, right? But the next person may not be that in tune with themselves. They may not be that structured of a person to be like, okay, let me put this away in my back pocket and deal with this later on. And so we have to give people grace because we know that we all have bad days. We all are nasty when we don't know it. We all are, short-tempered at times. But when it's a reflection of my business, like I'm a stickler for good customer service. I tip well when I go out to eat anywhere. So I expect when I walk up to whatever, I want you to greet me. If you don't greet me out the gate, and it can typically be our own people at times, right? But I say this all the time, like we have a lot on our shoulders as Black people, right? We carry a lot, and we're in a time that is very sensitive, and you just don't know the person's going through, and that person may just be dealing with life and don't know how to handle life.
But is that the excuse? Because I not to cut you off, but is that the excuse? Because this is what I say. We all have bad days. But this not your business for you to have a bad day. Right? If you knew that you were having a bad day, convey that to me. Like, sis, I showed up at work today, but I'm telling you, I just had this issue that happened last night and I need a couple of minutes, right? Because what is happening is these are local businesses. These are businesses that are coming off the ground. And because we are trying to tweeze and scheme between who we going to hire and who going to be the cheapest so that we can just not be there because we have other things to do. We cannot continue to leave the load where it's, because I'm not talking about just Black women. Every woman that's a mama, right? That's a mama, and some of them that's married and they have 2 children and they have a husband, they really got 3 children, right? So all women, right, listen, have brokerage a family and had to control some things and walk away every day with stress. They can't get up, can't go to the bathroom, can't do anything without somebody saying, mommy, mommy, mommy. Or I got my children from my sister's kids because my sister is gone, right? My sister running the street. So I got her kids. So women as a whole, we are producers of things. So when we produce things, we manage them. We try to fix them and we try to create them. But when you build a business, I think that what we have to do as women is we have to go into this thing knowing what tools we need. First of all, let's check my personality, right? There's some sites that you can go on to help you through how your personality should be, like what, having a business smile, how to interact. There's things that we can do. So I don't believe in holding that because I believe that that's an excuse that we've carried for a very long time. And I believe at this point in 2021, I'm just going to tell you what the truth is. When I leave, you hear me? When I leave my building and I come back, if somebody call me or somebody show up and say, girl, I came here because somebody referred me. First of all, I was referred. That person was referred to you, which means that's word of mouth. That's the fastest spread to get your business around, right? Word of mouth. So somebody spread that information, gave me a review to somebody that does not know me, and they come here, and your first response is, do you want me to come to the front? This is my response. I don't need you to come back. Because guess what you did? I was not going to come back to that location, right?
Right.
Because I was like, oh my God, if you nasty, the owner's nasty.
I mean,
So
I
if
get
the
that.
owner's nasty, you nasty, everybody nasty, right? That's
But
being
but
judging.
but do we treat? Okay, let me say this. So to piggyback off of that, do we do that with all businesses?
Oh yeah, I'm the same. I don't even care. I
You
I don't
don't.
care where
We
I
don't.
don't care where I go. Let me go to the bagel
For
shop.
me,
Let me go to the bagel shop. Oh, you got an attitude? Let me speak to the manager. If I go to
but do you
I go
go
to
back?
Food Lion,
But
you got
typically,
a problem?
people will go back though. Typically, like people will go back. People will have bad
I
experiences
will
with.
go back. I listen, even
You
at
said
her
you would.
location. Even at her location. Remember, I went back.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I go back? Because I had to think through what happened. She is not the owner.
Right.
So I had to go back to get the owner experience because maybe the owner doesn't know what happened. Had it been the owner, it would have been a different situation because then I would have addressed the owner effectively, right?
Right.
That would have just been what it was. Would I go back? Yeah, because she has things in there that I like that are of interest to me. Would I refer somebody there to her? Not before I called her and be like, I'm about to send somebody over there to you for a service. I just wanted to make sure you were there.
Right.
Right? Because that means I want to save what? My name. I don't want to be referring people to a place. And just because I had a bad experience don't mean you will.
Right. Right. Because people have, like we just said, people have bad days, but I think that this is the thing that all when we say we give women a pass or people a pass, right? Because we're mothers and all these things that we give them passes for. This is, you probably have heard me say this at some point in life. My pet peeve is like, one of my pet peeves is that we hold us more accountable as business owners, all these things. We do not hold Asians to that same. We go get our nails done. They beating us down in the stores. We still patronize these businesses, right? Or Chinese food places, wherever we see them publicly bash black people. We see them publicly abuse. They're not gonna abuse me, but they publicly abuse black women, right? So I had to make a decision like, okay, I gotta search and may have to drive a little further to find me a black owned nail salon. But most of us are just so comfortable and will not what?
So I'm just gonna hit you because you know I like my nails.
That's why I said I
I
know specifically you love your nails. So that's why
right.
I said like
So
I don't.
what we're not gonna do is we're not gonna go there. But I'm gonna tell you the truth, right?
Okay.
Let me tell you something. What I learned. I learned this. I went to a young black girl. I found her on Instagram. She right here in Raleigh, right? I went to her shop. She did my nails. She works, she does it at her home. Slayed them. I was like, yes. I was souped up. I was excited. Yes, let's go.
Right.
I went into a hair salon to get my hair done by a black girl,
Mm-hmm.
right? I gave the info. I was the owner of the shop asked me who did my nails. I told her. She said, "Can you call her because I want to offer her a position to come in my shop and work." Right? So your quality of work is going to speak volumes for you. I don't have to say anything, right? I called her. She said, "Oh, I can't do that." I said, "Okay, no problem." She said, "Okay, just, if you keep me in mind." That's okay. No problem, right? So I booked an appointment, right?
Mm-hmm.
I booked an appointment 5 months ago because the slot was open for Sunday. So I said, okay, good. She calls me on Saturday and says, it was a double booking. It was my mistake because I didn't remove it. So what I'm going to do is call you so that you can come in at a later time on Sunday. It's March 8th. I never heard from her. It's March 8th. She's still on my Instagram. I still like her pictures, but it's March 8th.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to us being pro-black and speaking on black people, I patronized you, right? I even pushed you forward because of your good work. But you didn't even have the common courtesy to call me after you told me that you were going to reschedule my appointment. I texted you several times. I DM'd you several times. Like, oh, maybe I know you get busy. Maybe you forgot. No responses. So, as a patron, am I supposed to stay? No. So, I ended up going to the Vietnamese to do my nails. After a couple of, I mean, she slays my nails too. I had a bad experience with her. I left. I left. I found another black girl. So the thing is, it's not about me finding a black person, period. I want to find the person that when I come into your shop, that you respect me enough to be like, hey, how you doing? Or, oh my goodness, you know what? I did double book, but you know what? Let me call you back. I'm going to schedule it so that I can make sure I can get you in, right? Because I pay for what, if my nails cost $140, I'm going to pay $140 because that's what I like. People pay that for the hair, they pay that for their shoes, but that's what I like. But if I'm going to come into your business, right? You are going to give me the common courtesy that I come in there and I spend my bread with you. Right? That's what you're going to do. So I don't care if you're white, black, Asian, Italian, I don't care. When I come into your shop, how do you treat me? So if I come like the Vietnamese girl, when I go in there, she was acting like she didn't know me. I spend money in here. So I'm like, but let me tell you something. Both my middle fingers broke yesterday. The young lady that did my nails, she didn't have nothing available for me on the day that it happened. So I was in church. I just went over there. I was in there like, God, please don't let me experience this with this girl. I just need my 2 nails fixed, right?
Right.
That's it. No fill, no nothing. But what I noticed was when I was sitting there waiting, she didn't talk to me. She didn't even talk to the person in front of her. Now, when I'm in front of her, we conversate. But do you know what happened after that? I said something directly to her, like I called her by her name. The whole time after that I was there, she was literally interacting with me, right? So I'm saying to myself, did you overreact because she didn't speak to you when you thought she heard you while she was working? But I noticed that while she's working, she has the earphone in. I didn't know that. She'd be having the music in. I thought she'd just be looking down at her phone, checking messages, but she's listening to something. So sometimes we take people's disrespect and disregard when we don't realize what is really going on, right? So I don't care about the black aspect, the white aspect. We women. If I come into your business, even I take my son to the barbershop. If I feel like you not like my son, he was going to the same guy, I want to say about 3-4 years. Something took place with me and him. And I was like, oh, that's how you talk to me? Like, you know, my son been coming to you. That's not going to go down. What I did, I used the next guy because I like the barbershop. Right. But we just have to understand it's about how do you respect people. I can't expect for you to do something kind for me. And even as a patron, I can't come in your business and just be like, yo, what's this? Oh, yo, sis, I can't get a 2 for $5? No.
No.
What?
I mean, all that goes back to, you know, communication and people's personalities and all the above. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, people with all the facial expressions, when you talk to me or if I go to the counter and you give me this, I will hit you with how are you doing today? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I think it's just like, you have to know who you're hiring. I feel like people, and I think it's also what some of these workers are paid. You know what I'm saying? They're overworked and they're underpaid because let's be real. I'm not a McDonald's person. You know, I don't do the fast food stuff, but when I have been to McDonald's, you don't always get the best customer service because they're underpaid and overworked. And they're not always the most pleasant when you walk into an establishment like that. So all those things, I'm sure, are a reason why people can be the way they are. And I don't think it's so much of an excuse. It's just reality for people. It's just what it is. And I said that about the whole Asian thing about the nail. I know you're big about your nails. That's why I haven't been doing, gel nails for a whole year. Because for one, it's like anything. If you find a man finds a good barber, he sticks with that barber, right? You find a good nail tech, you stick with that nail tech until you have an experience, or you become awakened or enlightened to something that you may not have been privy to before. I move a little different, you know that. So for me, I always try to patronize my Black businesses first, because there's so many small Black businesses out here, small, starting out, and they just need the support. And I always say, give me something to support though. I'm not gonna buy from my whoever friend because you tell me you're making shirts, but you're not doing a good job making shirts. Like,
right.
I'm not gonna just be that person that's like, oh yeah, let me get that. No, give me something to support. But I just feel like when it comes to our people, we are also limited. There's not a lot of Black nail techs in North Carolina.
Oh no, yes they are. It's just that y'all don't see them. They out here.
It's not a lot. It's not a lot. And if you really sit down and look at the number of, let's say in comparison to Asians, there's
but whose fault is that?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a number of reasons why.
No, let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. Okay, so when we look at it comparison to Asians, right? Asians got one owner, two managers that sit in the shop, and the owner be in the shop and don't nobody even know they're the owner, right? They got like 15 people that come in there and work, feet and nails, right? They work however they work. If a Black shop, there's a Black shop that I know that opened up, that's open, right? She has multiple people in her shop, right? Could she expand and open up another shop and employ other people? She can, right? It's all about what they're expecting to do. Just like the girl, for 5 months, I didn't hear from her, but she had a big opportunity to go into these people's shop, and you already have the clientele, right? Now and this shop is in the mall. Now you have clientele, but now people are coming in to you to get the work done, right? When you want to expand, you have to have the mentality to want to expand. So if I'm basic, and I'm just going to be right here where I'm basic at because I'm comfortable, because I'm scared of the unknown, then guess where I'm going to stay at? In the unknown. So all these Black women that have these businesses need to really say, I'm out here and I got these women that gonna come in here and get their nails done. If you have a booking site, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. If you have a booking site and every week your booking site is complete, your month is already booked, open up your shop, sis. Expand your shop, sis, because if you book like this, that means that you can do it. The thing is that we think that we cannot succeed.
Right. But let me tell you why. Let me tell you where that mindset, that mindset goes so deep, but like the resources and knowing where to go to, that once again goes back to being a business owner. You may do amazing nails. You don't know where to start to figure out how to start a business. Let me tell you what those Asians do, just like Hispanics do. They stick together and they work together. They buy nail salon. Let me tell you.
Say that. They buy nail salon and they give them to their family. But the thing is this. Again, what I'm doing, I said to that young Black girl, I said, tell me, what do you think as a business owner I need to know? And she started to list things out. The problem is that we don't have enough women that are Black that are willing to do so, but then criticize us when we go to a Caucasian lady or a Hispanic lady and they like, oh no, look, let me show you how to do this, and don't want nothing for it. But then when you go to them and they say, oh, well, da, 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 da. Listen, what I'm about to do, right? I literally have like 2 different type of women that I'm dealing with. Right? So I have one woman who is null and void, but I still have to be calm and courteous to her because I'm still waiting for something, right? And then I have another woman who is like, you got this. Calm down. This is what you can do. This is how you gonna do it, right? Like, no, you'll succeed. Like, that's the difference. These are young. These women are younger than me. I know I look good, but I'm 41. So, like, we have to get to that place where we understand what birthing looks like. And right now, a lot of people don't know what that looks like. Birthing does not mean, as a mother, what do? When you put people in a position to do something, you do what? You guide them. You give them that feedback and that knowledge. We need mentors. We need people to come in to help us to succeed. But we also have to get out of our prideful ways too, and stop being scared to ask, like, yo, sis, how'd you get? Because I don't know nothing about business, but can I run a business? 100%. I've done it before, but I just didn't know. I just did it. It wasn't like I was like, oh, no, I just did it, right? But for me, it was like, when I heard that young girl give me that information, I was like, okay, sis. Because you know why? You young, and you giving me information that women my age wouldn't even give me. So I think that they have to get to a place where it's more of us out there. Women like us, women like them, that's saying, like, I'm your mentor. I don't got to charge you for every time you talk to me, but let me help you through some things. Let me show you some mistakes that I made so you don't make them. And I think that's where we really be at.
That's it. That's the thing. Like, having a mentor in any business, like every business that I've started, I had a mentor. I had someone I could call. Look, what do I do? How do I do this? How do I make this? How do I create my website? What about this? I don't know. You have to have someone you can talk to. And I think that's a big part of what's missing within our community when it comes to women starting business. Because a lot of women have dope talent. They just don't know where to start when it goes to the business part. And not only the mentorship, let me tell you, to have a business, you got to be personally developed. You got to work on yourself every single day. And if you know you got a funky attitude, you need to plug into something and work on your attitude. If you know that you are short tempered, you need to plug into some personal development, some videos, some sermons, something to help you move past that. Because if you don't, that's going to be your downfall in your business. Whatever that weakness is that it keeps coming up for you, that will be your weakness. But it's really, I see so many, especially young ones, like these girls in their 20s and early 30s. I'm 42, by the way. But these young girls are killing the game.
Yes, they are.
They got warehouses, all kinds of stuff.
You hear me?
But they have dope mentors.
They do
in their ear that are helping them. Demographics means a world of difference. Who you're around, your circle of influence, the support you have. Because the one thing that if we could learn and take from others, specifically those coaches of nail techs and stuff, they put their money together, flip it, buy another salon. Now it's your turn. Flip it. Now this is yours. Flip it. And before they have 8 amongst their family. We so used to doing this. We so used to not having, as a people, as a culture, that we don't know that the blessing comes when you do this and give to others. Because knowledge is free. Giving someone took the time when this was almost 17 years ago, I opened my childcare. Like, someone took the time. I just found her online and called her. And it was the first person I called. And she was like, oh yeah, come over. And like literally walked me through how to get my permit, how to get my business license. I was like, yo, she was a godsend because I didn't know where to start. I'm Googling wasn't even a thing, I don't think, at that point. You was on like AOL.com trying to figure out stuff. Now,
not the AOL.
But everything is like on the internet. How to do everything, how to start an LLC. Everything is on YouTube or Google. It's just a matter of, what do you want? Some people are just very comfortable in where their business. They're scared to go further. They're scared to expand. They're scared to take on that building, or they're scared to be a part of a partnership or a business. That girl may have been like a super dope nail tech, but the fear of her going into that salon, she may know she got to work on some things. That may have been fearful for her to be like, yo, I'm not there. And I respect that, because I'd rather you stay home and do nails and make your money at home until your person developed enough to be in the forefront dealing with customers. Because when you're having a bad day, you're now in an establishment, you know? So I think it's just a matter of timing too. Timing is that thing that, sometimes you got to get pushed out the nest so you can fly. Sometimes people just fall,
This is true. I definitely agree 100%. I do. I think that, in this season, a lot of people see a lot of people flourishing. And in that flourishment that they see, they become envious because now I work for you, right? And I see how nasty you are low key, right? And how you talk about the people when they leave, right? And here I am trying to make your business run,
Right.
right? And I have my own business I need to birth. And sometimes that can become really frustrating for people as well when they know that the owner could care less about the patrons, right? And they only like specific people, right? So I feel like those things also play a big part. And I believe that it's the owner's job to display. When you come into my establishment, the Holy Spirit better fall on you when you walk in there. You hear me? If I'm not in the building, when you walk in there, you better say, "Girl, when I walked in there, I felt God." That's what I want to hear, right? Because why? That's what I exuberate, right? And I don't want you to ever come somewhere and be like, "Girl, hell was in there. Hell was come
right.
here." Let me call who you had an issue with. Let me call right now while you sitting here. They're gonna issue you a verbal apology now. Why? Because at the end of the day, you got to be held accountable. And I'm not like, oh, well, I don't pay. I'm not gonna talk to my employee in front of you. But my employee disrespected you openly, so why can't I talk to them openly in front of you? I'm not going to fire them and things like that, but I'm going to say to them what I need to say to them. So I think that we need to know what our brand looks like. And if we are demonstrating who we are supposed to be, it will be a reflection in your business. And then when people say, oh, no, she had a bad day, then it will be followed up with, this is the first time I've ever had a complaint like that. Like she's never had that, had that happen before. But those were not the things that were spoken. Right. So that lets me know.
Right.
Okay. So really quick, I know that you have a couple of businesses. You have the CMOS. What do you call it? Pure Essentials?
PS Urban Essentials is my CMOS business.
Right. So this is something that you do. And how did you really get into the healthy living?
So my mom growing up has always been like a workout fanatic. She's always been fairly on the slim side, but she would work out. I would hear her on the treadmill in the room. We're from South Carolina. We didn't really eat per se. Like we were from South Carolina. My mom made a lot of casseroles and things like that. But I think I just always naturally had a love for it because of my mom. And then after giving birth to my second child, the weight didn't come off as easy. And it wasn't I gained a lot of weight during the pregnancy. It was after being home for 5 months, I gained the weight. And I just started kind of falling in love with the gym at that point. And then, fast forward 6 years later, I was introduced to Herbalife and I started doing that with my best friend. And it was a great way for me to pull in my meal plan with a supplement as well as the gym. And I've been doing that for 5 years now. And I started doing like the extra things like the sea moss and the burdock root and bladder rack and, just African teas and just really learning my body and what my body needed to be consuming outside of the trash that I had been consuming. So I stopped the beef and pork, like 10, almost 11 years ago. And then about 6 years ago, gave up chicken and turkey. I still do fish here and there, but I just realized how my body felt different. My eyes were clearer and white. My headaches, my migraines were gone. And I was like, okay, So I was introduced to sea moss a couple years ago, just kind of on a fluke. Was out and took a wheatgrass shot, and the girl was talking about sea moss, and I just started doing my research and started making it at home here and there over the last like 2 years. And during quarantine, I started. People were asking like, "Look, you're posting this stuff. Why don't you start making it?" And I was like, possibly, and I just, it kind of fell in my lap, and it was a blessing. The blessing that came out of this pandemic was this business. Like, it has been a blessing. So that's kind of how I stumbled upon the sea moss, and it just kind of fit into my lifestyle of what I already do with the workouts and smoothies and juicing and all that good stuff, and just natural ways to heal our body without a bunch of medications is my goal.
So what are some of the benefits of sea moss?
So many. So your body is naturally made of 102 minerals, and sea moss is made of 92. So that's the strongest vitamin you could take, the most potent mineral you could get. I do 2 tablespoons a day. It's great for cholesterol. I put it in my hair, I put it on my face for a mask. It's great for like diabetic clients. It's great for people that have thyroid issues, blood flow, iron. Oh my gosh, it's so many things. It's great for your stomach. People that have like irregularity or any type of acid reflux. Sea moss has so many healing properties in it. It's endless, really. It's great for people that have cancer. It helps replenish your blood. It's really like a superfood. It's like one of the best superfoods you can consume on a daily basis, and it's quick and easy. I throw it in my smoothie or my tea. I also have flavor, so I can eat it from the jar. But I'm pretty much a pro at taking it from the jar. So people like, I can't do it. Like, it isn't. The flavors are great. I add honey to them, and it helps with energy. And I used to suffer from migraines over the years, and just getting on a consistent regimen with my sea moss, I don't have migraines anymore. It helps with allergies. I have clients that have sinus issues. I have so many blood pressure. I have so many clients that have hit me up and like, I've been doing this for a month or two and I'm off my medication, or I just feel better. I can tell it's working. My dad has gout, and he has noticed a big difference in how he's been feeling. I mean, it's pretty amazing to get those testimonies when you do it from love. So you want it to help and heal people. When you really hear the testimonies, it makes it all worth it.
Right. So that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just tuned in, we were just talking about sea moss and its benefits. That's one of Keisha's businesses. She also has a daycare as well. What else you have? Herbalife, yes, and also Herbalife as well. So I just wanted to let you know, like, she's not someone that's up here that doesn't have any businesses. So I really wanted to share that with you. If you want to get anything from her, if you want to reach out to her, you can reach her at psurbanessentials.bigcartel.com, and that will be her website for the sea moss. You can also reach out to her in her inbox. Her name is Lakeisha Miller. So if you have any questions or concerns in regard to what she does and how you can be a part of that, please do not hesitate. I'm excited for what God has in store for her. I'm excited for what God has in store for me as well.
Amen.
I am on the rise of opening up my new business. I'm so excited. I'm really excited about my new business. I really honestly am 100%. It's exceptional. It's about helping women. It helps men. It's just really about bringing us into a place of where we are fully healed and where we are restoring one another. And I believe that these benefits are going to blow people's minds. And I just wanted to, I'm just so excited about what's going on. So everybody keeps seeing my posts where it say I need 20 models, because
Right.
I am starting a business of body contouring, right? So I'm snatching bellies, I'm snatching hips, whatever. Your butt is small, let's make it big. Like, I'm out here. You got some cellulite. Let's go ahead and suck that cellulite out. It is about, listen, this is non-invasive. Listen, this is non-invasive. Is non-surgical. This has nothing to do with. But if you will go to Dr. Miami and spend $7,000-8,000 with Dr. Miami, come see me about that body, baby. Because we're gonna try to look real good when this season is coming. We're gonna look good in season and out of season, okay? But I'm not just talking about what you look like on the outside, because I'm also offering V steaming, yoni steaming. I'm trying to get the vaginal area cleansed out from the inside, because it's something about being clean and detoxified from the inside as well. And I believe that it's time in March to produce. Everything that has been stirring and brewing in you is time to produce. So right now I am launching Inner Secure I Snatch Bodies. Right. So I just want you to know, please inbox me if you want to get your body snatched. If you want to be one of my models, I am offering a spectacular discount at this moment, even for you to get a package deal with me. If you are in my first 10 people, you will get a special package deal from me that you will never see again. I guarantee you that. So please, if you're on Instagram, you can Instagram me at Inner Secure, because the reason that it's Inner Secure, because we're going to be secure with our inner self. Right. And no, I'm not doing any scrubbings or nothing like that. But I am going. I want you to know, I want you to be comfortable. Bring your friends, share it. Come and get yourself detoxified, right? If you have issues with giving birth, come see me about infertility. Steaming helps with infertility. If you have a blockage, come see me, because it is time for you to get that blockage removed. It is time for you to give birth. It's time to get your womb open. But if you don't know how to do it, you can reach out to me. You see Ovana Robinson, inbox me, go to Sister Talk, send me a message, whatever it is, just get to me so that we can get you taken care of. And as we close tonight, I just want to say thank you so much, ma'am, for getting on this show. I truly do appreciate it. And all the viewers that did get on, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have any pointers, if you have any questions, if you just want to suggest a topic, please send me a topic, because on the 22nd, it is going to be amazing. On the 22nd, I'm about to do something I ain't never did before on this Sisters Talk show. So I'm extremely excited for that. So, as we go, I'm just going to go ahead and pray out. Dear God, I just thank you for this time. I thank you for keeping us during this time. And I pray that each person opening a business right now in the month of March as we speak, God, that you will give them the ability to have the customer service etiquette that they will want to have when they go to be a patron somewhere else, God. So I thank you right now for every business venture that Lakeisha has, Lord God, and I pray that you will continue to allow her to succeed excessively and abundantly, Lord God. It's in your humble name that we do pray, and we just say thank you. And if you're on the replay, just listen. Thank you.